Oh, we're so alive. As live as possible. So thinking. Just waiting. It is 7:52. That's paper. That's right. I didn't write down the notes. I printed them out. Boy, was that a smart move. Turns out, yeah, Word takes up a lot. As we sit here and wait, there are some announcements to be made tonight. Yep. Yep. Got a few announcements, and then we'll talk some real stuff. Do 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 do. Yep, as we sit here. Let's see. Yes, a lot of because we wait. For everything to start. Man, things have happened this week. We're finally getting to talk football. Good. I've missed that. I think we all have. You might hear a little bit of weirdness. That's just going to be me adjusting. Okay, that's weird. Alrighty, adjusting the mic. Yes. Yeah, as we get ready. 3 minutes. Did I just get a follow from someone? In the chat or something? You're kidding me. Man! It was dollar hot dog night at the freaking soccer stadium. That'd have been cool to go to. Do. Cool, I don't care. Well, it's nearly 8 o'clock. Thinking. I guess it's time we do this thing. I think we need to get ourselves an intro going. Hello, everybody. A happy Houdat and a Go Tigers to all of you. Welcome to, what is this, episode 23 of Goal to Go Live. Yeah, I'm sorry about last week. I couldn't do anything about that. That was just a me thing. So yeah, that's fun. Luckily, I did do a pre-recorded episode of Goal to Go. I also got out the first episode of the 2-point conversion for the upcoming season, which is going to be amazing. Oh man, I'm so happy to have football back. Football, and we will be talking a lot about that football stuff. In fact, I don't know when I'm going to announce the things that I'm announcing, because I now have an idea as to what I want. When I'm done with this thing tonight, and then with tomorrow, we're going to have a new schedule. And I don't know when I'm going to announce that. I might do it after we talk the Saints game. Might do it before we talk the Saints game. Frankly, yeah. How about I do it right now? Just so... Yeah, you know what? Let's talk football first. Because frankly, you know what we came here to do? We came here to talk football. We came here to talk Saints. We came here to have fun. And so... Paper. Yes, I have paper. It is notes. I took notes on this game. God, I love hearing the flapping of paper in front of a microphone. Actually, I probably don't. I don't know. I can't hear it. What I do know is this. We had a game. We played the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore came in with 17 straight preseason wins. They came out with 18. We lost the game 17-14. It was ugly, to say the least. It was ugly. We turned the ball over 6 times. Alrighty? Like, how the heck are you supposed to win a game when you turn the damn ball over 6 times? We were -4 in the turnover margin. -4. So yeah, we did get a couple pick. We got a pick. Cool. You know what happened on the next play? Stupid shit. But you can hear more about that in the 2-point conversion episode. That is on my Anchor page, which is linked in the description here. Yeah, y'all gotta watch that. But I want to get into some more analytical stuff about it, except it's been like a week. Seriously, it's been 5 days since I watched it. Luckily, I took a bunch of notes on everything. And there's some more things I do want to talk about. Plus, if you didn't actually listen to that, which if you didn't, please do. Some good stuff. It's got some good analysis. You guys will enjoy it. Trust me. If I enjoy making it, you'll probably enjoy listening to it. And if you like this stuff, you'll definitely enjoy that. But still. So, first of all, my thoughts on the whole Taysom Hill versus Jameis Winston thing. I think they looked about equal in that game, in the sense that both of them looked about as good/bad as each other. They had a... You know what? Yawning's getting to be a problem, and it's mostly the fault of me just sitting down a lot. But yeah. Anyway. So, for Taysom Hill, on his first drive, he looked really, really good. He had a few throws to Marquez. I'm going to get this wrong the whole damn year. Along with Paulson Adebo. Which I keep wanting to say it's Adebo, but it's Adebo. So, y'all are going to have to understand when I keep correcting myself, because it's Marquez Callaway. Anyway, Callaway. Damn good. 3 great throws to him for first downs. And we fumbled. Latavius Murray. Because, and I should mention, the Saints did not play everybody in this game. Not at all. Of their healthy guys, Ryan Ramczyk was out, Teron Armstead was out, Deontay Harris was out, Demario Davis was out, Cam Jordan was out, Quan Alexander was out, Marshawn Lattimore was out, and Alvin Kamara was out. They were all held out of the game. They didn't play. So the offensive line did not have the two tackles on it. So, I mean, our run game wasn't as good as it should have been. But still, there were problems. On one play where Taysom rolled out, made a throw when he was getting hit. That throw he never should have gotten hit on, but Latavius Murray missed his block. Well, Latavius Murray ends up coughing the ball up on the next play. Now, granted, it's not necessarily his fault that he coughed it up. And I will say this, not all those turnovers were as bad as I think they seem. The first turnover, it was a crunching hit. So Murray's hit with the initial point of contact, then a second Raven gets a helmet on the ball, and it's like, yeah, but that ball's probably going to come out. That ball is probably going to come out, and it did. It popped free. Yeah, that wasn't fun. The second, let's just talk about the turnovers, in fact. The second turnover, Ty Montgomery does not go deep enough on his route. Basically, there's a miscommunication. Ty Montgomery just stops on his route, recognizes the ball is coming out, and he does not do enough to get to the ball, and it's intercepted. Okay, that one's on him. Or it's on Taysom. I don't know, but there was clearly a miscommunication there, and Sean Payton was a little pissed off. Let me double check. Okay, the third one. We had 3 turnovers in the first quarter. So on Jameis's first drive, there's a little bit of a stumble. Basically, they weren't... Jameis and Devontae Freeman weren't positioned well. And by the way, Devontae Freeman, after watching this game, I don't think he's making the after roster. The ball is out. Because... Just... goddamn, I do not have a button that stops you from hearing this. But yeah, no, ball was free. Ravens got it. What was the fourth turnover? Let me see. Oh yeah. So the Saints got their first interception. Bryce Thompson, who's apparently been a decent star defensive back, not star, but he's been a star in camp as an undrafted free agent rookie. He's probably going to make the team. He got a pick. On the next play, James Winston is throwing to Lil Jordan Humphrey. Now, Lil Jordan Humphrey, he's been on the team a few times. He's from Texas. Been in the league a couple years, but he's only played with the Saints. He dropped the first pass of the game, and it was right in his damn hands, and it was a perfect throw by Taysom Hill, and he just freaking dropped it. And on the second play, so Winston underthrew him a tad, but you know what? If you're a receiver in the NFL, you have to come up and make some plays. He didn't come up to make the play. The ball was tipped and intercepted. So one play after we get a pick, boom, it's back. Congratulations, you just did an arm punt, and it's all because of Lil Jordan Humphrey being incapable. Yeah. Sorry. Trying to do this stuff while also double checking on some other things. Oh, hi! You have made it to the me talking about how much the Saints have been doing things in the preseason. Because we turned the ball over 6 times and it wasn't fun. Yeah, I'm in the midst of talking about every single turnover. So let me think. So after the the tad of an underthrown ball that Lil Jordan Humphrey did not help himself on, we had another fumble later because we were driving. Tony Jones Jr., he is in the open field, and pad level, it's basically just pad level gets him right where they need to. Perfect hit, gets the ball free. Turnover number 5. And then turnover number 6, Ian Book cocks back, throws the ball, it's a little overthrown, it's picked off, ends the game. 6 turnovers, you ain't gonna win a game. It could be both. It's probably a mixture of both, as I sometimes get a little bit of a connection issue, but it's possible that you might be having them and that it's also the stream, because the stream, like, there's a little green thing with OBS, and sometimes it goes from green to orange to red. It's been mostly green, so shouldn't be on my end as much, but I wouldn't know what to say. But what I would know is who I thought looked really good on offense, by the way. I haven't even talked about the defense, because the defense absolutely outstanding. Offensively, I thought both Taysom Hill and he caught a touchdown. He still needs some work. I think he's going to get cut. I think he'll be signed to the practice squad like he has a lot of times. Jameis and Taysom, they each looked about equally good-ish. I didn't see much to differentiate between them. I will say that Jameis was doing some underthrows or some missed throws. There were some of those. There was one throw that definitely should have been picked off that wasn't. But other than that, they needed to get into a rhythm. There was a drive where they had 2 drives, in fact. The Saints had 2 good drives. The only touchdowns that we scored, the only points that we scored, came on drives with Jameis Winston as quarterback. On the first drive, Tony Jones Jr., who is a running back, he played for us last year. He's out of Notre Dame. Ian Book was his quarterback, in fact. He looked really good on that first drive with Jameis really getting a chance there. Not the one play, little Jordan Humphrey couldn't catch the damn ball. Yes, I am a little pissed off about that. But on that drive, Tony Jones had 3 runs for 63 yards, and he got 2 of them were like wide open holes he just ran through. Good offensive line play. Third one, he broke it to the outside and got into the end zone for a touchdown. So that looked good. And then on the second drive, which was right before the half, by the way, it was a 2-minute offense. Sean Payton's 2-minute offense is like the best in the league. So things will be good that way, I hope. You just need to execute it. And we executed it really well. That tempo, the way, and it was Jameis Winston that got to do it. It was pinpoint getting the ball down the field, and we scored a touchdown on it. Little Jordan Humphrey had the score. And then we couldn't do anything else. By the way, Blake Gillikin, at the end of the game, towards the end of the game, he took a punt and he murdered it. That ball had a family. It was a boom off the end of his foot, and you could hear it, and it was like an, ooh. There's a reason why Blake Gillikin's going to be our punter next year, and it's because he flipped the field. I think it was from the 20-yard line he was kicking it, and the Ravens bobbled that kick, and it was awesome looking at it. This is the future. So that's, excuse me. Yeah. By the way, Steeler fan, are you still having connection issues? I'm just gonna wait. Alrighty, I'm gonna keep going then. Cause, okay, good. Alrighty, much better. Because now you get to hear me just go crazy about the Saints defense. Because, oh my god, that first half defense. If that's how our defense is going to look the entire year, watch out. Because they were feisty. I am talking feisty. Bootlegs did not work. No, your ass was not going anywhere. I'm talking the secondary was locking down, and then the front 7 was just dominating. They were getting through the block. I get it's preseason. I want to see what they do against Jacksonville, which is more of a dress rehearsal. And if Jacksonville's offensive line looks like it did in week 1 against the Browns, Trevor Lawrence is dying. It ain't going to end well. It's going to be his 3rd game in the Superdome, and he hasn't had a great time in the first 2. Is it his 3rd or is it his 4th? I think it's his 3rd game. It's going to be. He's not going to have a fun time. We legitimately were down 3-0, and they had 4 yards. Like, it was stupid how good we looked. Like, David Onyemata, who we're really going to miss for the first 6 games, he's suspended, just looked incredible. You have Zach Bond looking incredible. You have new guy whose name I can't remember. He looked incredible. Paulson Adebo. One thing that impressed me about Paulson Adebo is his ability to stop guys from the sticks. So, because Lattimore wasn't in, Paulson stepped up for Lattimore's spot. And there were a couple of third down plays, or I think it might have been a second down and a third down, where he was basically playing like a zone-ish cup or man or zone. I don't know the difference. All I know is what I see. And what I saw was him getting right to the guy as he caught the ball and just wrapping him up. And it looked really good. Because it's like, he's got good tackling for him. I really enjoyed that. He's good with the point of contact. I thought that was really good. He's got good instincts. That's what I noticed. And the whole defense looked feisty. Like, Tano Passanio, who is this new guy, he was getting to the quarterback. The whole front line was just mauling guys. We could send blitzes. I genuinely think Dennis Allen has, like, last year was our best defense. Last year was our best defense under Dennis Allen. I think Dennis Allen might even be better this year. I genuinely think they might be better this year. And yes, we weren't playing Lamar Jackson. We were playing Trace McSorley. But Trace McSorley's a bootleg quarterback, and he can do those kinds of things. He didn't look great at that. Now, in the second half, the defense didn't exactly help things out. However, in the second half, we weren't exactly trying as much. By the way, Tyler Hundley really impressed me in this game. Their third-string quarterback out of Utah. I genuinely think he should be their QB2. He's more mobile. I don't know about his ability to read a defense, because it's very basic. Excuse me. But his athletic ability is there. He's got the arm strength. I think he's genuinely really cool, good for what it's worth, and I think that the Ravens would be very smart to keep him on the team. So yeah, overall, I don't know what else to say that I haven't already said, because again, I talked a lot about this in the 2-point conversion, which is linked in the About section. You can get a link to the Anchor page, which will link you to the podcasts that I do, which, yeah, you can find those on major podcasting platforms, and listen at your own pleasure. Please do, and share them with people if you enjoy it, even if, you're not a Saints or LSU fan. Yeah. So, yeah, that's about all I have to really say about the Saints game. So I think I might as well go into some Saints news. Because we needed to get rid of some guys. And we did. We had to cut down from 90 to 85. So who did we release? We released Prince Amukamara. That just didn't work out. Brett Maher, turns out he's got a groin injury, so we didn't have a kicker. We're working out some. I'll talk about that in a second. Stevie Scott, he's a running back. He was also injured. He's waived. Noah Spence, defensive end, released him. Jake Lampman, he's a wide receiver. He had a drop in the game. He didn't look exactly great, so he got cut. Cornerback Lawrence Woods, he got released. Kyle Murphy is on IR. He's a tackle. Michael Brown is also a tackle. He's on IR. We signed veteran wide receiver Kevin White, rookie cornerback Brian Mills. And then we signed tackle Caleb Benenoch, Benenoch, I don't know, Benenoch, tackle Jordan Mills, and cornerback Natrell Jamerson. Now, of course, the Saints don't have a kicker right now, but they did work out some. That is good. They worked them out today. None of them are named Cole Tracy. This is an affront to God. Cole Tracy is a good kicker. Great kicker. Dude came second in La Groza voting in his senior year. He played at LSU and kind of kicked ass. He's the all-time leading scorer in NCAA history. Like, you really can't say Like, this dude's made more field goals and extra points than anybody in NCAA history. What, you don't think maybe you should bring him in for a workout? Instead, we brought in 3 guys, and their names are, well, the most well-known of them is Aldrich Rosas. You might know him. He played for the Giants and the Jaguars. He played for the Jaguars last season for 6 games. He made the 2018 Pro Bowl. He's played in 54 games. He's 26 years old. Got cut early in training camp. So then you got 2 guys that have never played in an NFL game, not a regular season game. Alex Kessman. He is a rookie out of Pitt. He is 23 years old. He was 69 of 95 on field goals at Pitt. Not exactly great. He is the best kicker in terms of like numbers. Like statistically, he holds like 4 records at Pitt. But here's my thing. He wasn't good enough for the Chargers. I don't know how bad you gotta be to get cut by the Chargers as a kicker. But it's not a good sign when the Chargers are cutting you. Like, then again, they cut Young Wei Koo, and let's see how well that worked out. Why did he have to come and make my life miserable? Why did he have to make my life miserable? Oh, wait, we already won that game. So, he hasn't made my life miserable yet. In fact, he's given me joy. That Chiefs game was fun. Watching them blow it. Yep. So there's that for Kessman. And then, finally, Dominic Eberle. Now, he's in his 2nd year. He's not a rookie, but he didn't play any last year. He was a practice squad member of the Raiders. He was back with the Raiders, in fact. But then they cut him after their preseason game. He was waived on August 17th. He's 25 years old. He went to Utah State. He was 64 of 81 on field goals at Utah State. He was perfect on extra points. He's their all-time leading scorer. He's got like 6 records at Utah State. So yeah, I haven't heard anything yet about who we're going to sign. We are going to sign somebody. Guaranteed. We need somebody for Monday night. Cause yeah, Saints play a game on Monday night. Holy crap. We play a game against the Jaguars. And if y'all didn't hear from the everywhere, Tim Tebow got cut. Good. The dude looked terrible. He couldn't play tight end. It turns out playing tight end in the NFL is actually really hard, and now everyone should know that. Somebody online who's an idiot said that he was, cut. He was cut for being an outspoken Christian, and I'm like, yeah, because there are none of those in the NFL. Surely not whatever 90% of whatever. Have you seen the NFL? How many guys have you ever seen start an interview, well, first I'd like to thank God? Because it's like a lot. Like, are you stupid? Or are you just a moron who thinks that if it's, the dude couldn't play. He was a danger to his own team. He couldn't block. It's tough to play tight end when you're in your 30s and you have never done it. Well, he had done it before when he was in high school. But, that was a long time ago. You know what? It really doesn't matter that he was cut because it was an experiment that failed. And like Urban Meyer said, yeah, he ain't coming back to the NFL. That failed miserably. And everyone's like, oh, but you should keep him on as a Wildcat quarterback. And it's like, this team already has 4 quarterbacks. Yeah, nobody, I don't think, no, it's because they don't care, and it's because they think that anytime, oh my god, white dude failed, it must be because of this, that, and the other thing, and it's like, no, the dude sucks. He's bad. Like, he's really bad at playing tight end, because it's really hard to do it. This is the same dude who allegedly would never come to practice and was always worried about the gym. And this is a dude that apparently Josh McDaniels back when he was with the Broncos couldn't find him for offensive meetings, and it turns out he was at the gym. It's like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Stop worrying about your gains in the gym. You need to be worrying about your gains on the field, because guess what? You clearly ain't going to be gaining any yards if you don't know the plays. Man, I wonder why 2011 happened where he could literally never execute until the fourth quarter. Because he didn't know what the hell he was doing. Oh, by the way, in hell yeah news, Seahawks gave Jamal Adams a 4-year extension. It's worth up to $72 million, $38 million guaranteed. Yeah, that's right. The Prez got an extension. Yeah, that's a DBU right there. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, well, not only does... Yeah. It's just so dumb with this Tebow thing. But, you know, it's whatever. It's whatever. 'Cause it didn't matter if it was going to work, because it wasn't going to work. And if it did work, hey, amazing. That's cool. But it didn't. Oh, well. Was there anything else in football that happened? Oh, yeah, that's right. The whole Brett Favre thingy. Let's just mention this for 3 seconds. So Brett Favre came out in an ad thingy saying basically that your kid shouldn't play tackle football until they're 14. Yes, listen to the science. In a CNN interview, he then wouldn't say if he was vaccinated, clearly showing that this man is, in fact, from Mississippi. Man. Thank God for Mississippi. And yet, you still somehow beat us in education. How are you beating us in education? You're doing everything wrong, I thought. How are we actively worse than you? It shouldn't be possible. Oh well, at least you're still Mississippi. We still got you beaten that. We still got better things to do. Unfortunately, you have the lane train right now, so... But don't worry. Don't worry, we will hopefully derail that thing into the ground. Well, if we can stay healthy, that is. Do they really have the lane train? Lane Kiffin? Ole Miss? Oh God. Oh God. This is why you need to start watching college football stuff, because there's some funny stuff in college football. Did you know Scott Linehan still has a job? Oh, yeah, it probably. I think I looked at them, and I think we're 51st. I think we are. But we might be 50th, and they might be 51st. It's always a little competition we have between us about who can educate our children worse. We're always gunning for that second spot. But boy, does Mississippi make that hard. I think last I checked that we are the last. We are last. So, yeah. But yeah, this is a guy who's clearly talking about safety and what's good for your children, and yet this guy couldn't do the good thing of not defrauding the state of Mississippi for hundreds of thousands of dollars. That thing that I just said is a factual statement, by the way. There is evidence of this that is proven. So, this man has in fact defrauded the state of Mississippi for hundreds of thousands of dollars. I believe so. I was like the evidence is overwhelming. Now, if he technically doesn't, then I'll just say the allegations that I've heard are so overwhelmingly true that I would convict him. And there's enough evidence to convict him of defrauding the state of Mississippi for hundreds of thousands of dollars for work he never did. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Such a great guy, Brett Favre is. I mean, he did deliver us a Super Bowl. He grew up such a big Saints fan, he wanted to help us get to the Super Bowl as much as he could. Kind of a scummy son of a bitch. Ugh. He's from the backwoods of Mississippi. He's the exact type of person you'd expect. Kill, Mississippi is not exactly what you would call a suburban area. Oh my God, why would you say that? Bro, why you know in call? Just, why would you say that? Anyway, this gives me a good reason to segue into some interesting news, because guess what? We're going to be changing up the schedule soon, because I've got a formal schedule for what we're going to do next for this upcoming football season. It's going to be more football stuff. We're going to do more things, and I've made, and I'll send them in the Discord, 3 groups for football. Now, one of them is college football related, so unfortunately, Steeler fan, you may not be interested in that. The other 2 are football related, but let me tell you how things are going. So, you know how Goal to Go Live is one of the 3 podcasts I run? This is a yes or no question. Oh, that's because it's one that I haven't actually done since you've been around. It's called the 2-point conversion, and the first episode of that for this season came out on Sunday, so you can go check that out through the link in the thing. I already linked it, I think, in the Discord. Anyway, but yeah, so there are 3 podcasts. I run this thing, I run Goal to Go, which is the normal one, and then I run the 2-point conversion. So the way it works is 2-point conversion is not going to change the way I schedule it. I always bring that out the day after every Saints and LSU football game with my initial thoughts and reaction to the game, a little bit of analysis trying to break it down. Okay? But for football season, having a thing going on at 8 o'clock Central Time during football season, probably a bad move considering there's football on. Yeah. So, what are we going to do? How are we going to fix this? Here's what we're going to do. So, Goal to Go Live episodes are going to move from Thursdays to Tuesdays. Wednesdays, we're going to be busy, obviously. Thursdays, bad idea. There's a live football game going on, and I'm not competing with that. Tuesdays aren't great, though, to talk about all the news, which is why we're going to shift a little bit of what Goal to Go Live is. Instead of it being a supplement to listening to the pre-recorded stuff, it's going to be a different format entirely. So instead of me just talking about news and stuff, Goal to Go Live is going to be more of an in-depth breakdown of the LSU and Saints game, of each game, where I actually go through, talk about some bigger points for each of them, and be like, okay, so here's something that was really big that we should talk about. Plus, I'll also take questions that you might have had about certain other games, because I will watch as much as I possibly can. Then, on Thursdays, Goal to Go is going to come out before the Thursday night football games, probably around 5 o'clock my time. It's either 5 or 6 o'clock, Central Time. So, translate that into your time as necessary. Goal to Go episodes are going to go back to what they were pre-off-season, which is going over all the NFL games and a bunch of the college football games, the big ones, talking about what happened in them, giving a brief rundown, then making predictions. So that's where these little group thingies come in. So I'm going to send these in the Discord, which, by the way, if you want a link to that, check the Twitch page. If you're watching this on YouTube, check the Twitch page, where you can find a link to that to join it if you want to. It's got fun things in there. And I'm going to send a link because we're going to have groups for pick'ems. Yes, a college football pick'em, an NFL pick'em, and an eliminator challenge. Now, if you've never done an eliminator challenge on ESPN, here's how it works. Every single week, you pick one team to win. You pick the team you think is going to win, but you pick one of them. Once you've picked that team, you can never pick them for the rest of the season. So you're going to pick 18 different teams, because there's now 18 weeks in a season. Yeah. Once you miss one, you would technically be eliminated, but you're not. Whoever has the best thing wins. So yeah, that'll be cool. So that's going to be more me talking about more things with better analysis. Should also note that on Thursdays, I will be making my predictions during that. So like, what I think. Basically, whatever you see on my predictions in each of those groups, that's going to be the predictions that I make on stream. Not on stream. Man, I'm really good with this whole saying words thingy. In the podcast. And I'll go over why I'm making those predictions. Then, I'm going to get, at the end of it, go into the Saints and the LSU game. Go up over my keys to the game, go over what I think needs to happen for each team to win, and then go over a more detailed prediction for what I think is going to happen in it. I think that sounds fun, don't you? 3 podcasts talking about 3 different things that are more focused on the things that I'm watching and that I'm, interested in, so that I can give better analysis. And also so that y'all can get what, I do best, because when I'm watching games, I'm taking notes. I got 2 pages of notes from that, Saints-Ravens game. 2 pages worth. And, they were pretty helpful in, making the 2-point conversion. Really helps me focus in on it. So yeah, 3 podcasts, 3 days. How incredible will that be? This, by the way, this whole thing is going to kick off season 2 of the Goal to Go family of podcasts. And that season's going to kick off with Goal to Go Live Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's Tuesday, the 24th at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Season 2. It's going to be better than Season 1. I hope. It should be better than Season 1. Because instead of spur of the moment, we're actually going to bog down and focus on stuff. So I hope y'all will join me for the ride. It's going to be an interesting one. This season is going to be pretty interesting, considering it's the first Saints season without Drew Brees since I've been a fan of the team. So that'll be fun. So yeah, that's the big announcement. So if you need to mark your calendars or, subscribe, if you want to hear those pre-recorded podcasts, that Goal to Go, that 2-point conversion, you can go on Spotify, you can go on wherever you get your podcasts, subscribe there for them to find out when they come out. And yeah, hope you enjoy that stuff. That is the middle of the podcast that we're doing live. Let's go into the next topic, because guess what? The fun never ends here. Yeah. So, if y'all got that, I think I'll move on to, getting annoyed at Nick Saban. Do you want to... You can jump in, by the way. If you want to hear me get angry at Nick Saban. That was instant.
I'd be here for this. You know that. I couldn't not be here for that.
Hi, my name is person who has had Nick Saban as a head coach, though he can't remember any of it. So here's why I'm angry at Saban. So Saban had an interview with ESPN. I liked a lot of the stuff he said. He sounded very Nick Saban in the interview, which is a good thing, because, I don't hate Nick Saban as a person. I don't hate Nick Saban for being a good coach. I hate the fact that he happens to be a good coach against my team. If he'd have been in the Pac-12, I wouldn't have given a damn. He could have been in the Pac-12, just not be at Alabama. Why'd you have to go to You could have literally stayed out of the SEC. You could have done anything else. You could have gone to the ACC. You could have gone somewhere else. You went to Bama. You went to LSU, one of LSU's arch rivals. Why? Why would you do that? Anyway, there was one thing that he said. One answer he gave. And particularly and it got me angry. So he was asked, are we headed to an NFL model in college football with all of these changes? His response, it kind of looks like it. College football is for guys to get an education, and the more we pay players, the less sports we're going to have. If we start paying players, instead of having 21 sports, we're going to have 9. There will be no something, golf team, track team, something. Then you're eliminating opportunities for people in non-revenue sports. That was my Nick Saban impression. It was about as good as you might think it was, right?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. So, here's the thing. The schools aren't paying the players. Saban, I hope you know that's illegal. Though, you being at Alabama, you probably don't. Don't worry. We can tell you all about how illegal it is. Reminder, Will Wade did not do anything wrong. He was just ahead of his time. Man, that was a really strong-ass argument, if you know what I mean. Anyway, yeah. So, here's the thing. Non-revenue sports wouldn't get eliminated. Because that's not the point of them. Do you know why we got non-revenue sports? It's to bring revenue to the school. Because in non-revenue sports, most of them, you don't have a full roster on scholarship. So what are the other kids going to do? Oh, that's right. Pay the school money. Pay the school money. Pay the school out of state tuition fees. Why do you think at D2 and D3 schools, it's like 40 to 60% student athletes? Money, 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 money. That's the way they stay afloat. It's the reason why there were several D2 and D3 schools that had to close as the result of COVID. They can get that money. They can get that paycheck, that dollar. Okay, ching, ching, bling, bling, dollar. Insert the rest of Shane McMahon's intro theme. And
I'm just taking this all in right now.
Yeah. Then came the next part. Now, you have the document. Do you want to do your best Saban impression?
No.
You have a better voice than mine for it. Seriously. I'm not even kidding.
I also know less about Saban's voice. I hear quotes from him, and I just imagine the Darth Vader voice because, simply put, I have no reason to believe otherwise, and in the little bits that I've heard from him, yeah, I figure they're interchangeable.
So here's the next part. Where everybody misses the boat a little bit is that college athletics is not a business. People who think it's a business, I think they have the wrong perception. It's revenue producing, but nobody takes the profit. When I'm going to fuck this pronunciation up. Huizenga owned the Dolphins. He paid $500 million for the team. He made $50 million a year, and he sold it for $950 million. That's business. Well, in college, all you do is reinvest all the money into all the other sports facilities, and scholarships. There's more than 300 people having an opportunity, and not just 85 football players. Then the argument is, well, the coaches make a lot of money, but do we create value or not? Alabama is making more money than they ever made before I came here, whether they pay me more or not. So, I'm sorry. College athletics is not a business? I don't know how to say it. I don't know. Are there words to describe how stupid that was? You coach at the University of Alabama. What the literal fuck do you mean by that? You are the former head coach at Louisiana State University, a school that is an athletics club with a university attached to it. That's basically it. What the fuck do you mean by that? It's a business. Jesus Christ. Okay, but it doesn't make a profit. Yeah, I wonder if there's a term for a business that doesn't make a profit even intentionally. Oh, a non-profit. Oh my God. Even fucking Goodwill is a business, and they're a non-profit. What do you mean by that bullshit? Oh, and by the way, it's not like this is a new thing. Take a look at the screen right now as I show you Harvard's revenue sheet from 1915. Yup, this is the fiscal year ending July 31st, 1915. That's right, I've pulled out some old shit to show you why college football and college sports is a business. So what it shows is, just look at the title, Harvard football revenue covers the cost of other sports. You see this? Now, what does that look like to you? What does that look like to you? Because to me, it looks like a fucking business. You want to tell me it's not a fucking business? I'm sorry. So, why the hell do we have billion-dollar contracts for TV? Why the hell is it that the SEC is adding in Texas and Oklahoma? It ain't a fucking business? Why the hell did they add in Missouri and Texas A&M? It ain't a fucking business? Why the hell did they add the SEC championship game in 1992? Is it because it's not a fucking business? No, it's a goddamn business. It doesn't matter that they're not making a profit off of it. They can't. They have to keep reinvesting it. That's why they build you goddamn football facilities for hundreds of millions of dollars. That's why Vanderbilt's spending $300 million on a humongous football and basketball facility, despite the fact that they're never going to win an SEC championship in either sport. We know that. But they're still building $300 million facilities. And again, this Vanderbilt, the Rice of the SEC. Fuck it, apparently. It's not a business. It's not a business. Okay, fine then. What the hell is it? By the way, reinvesting the money back into the athletics department. You know what else? You know who else gets a ton of money? The ADs, who are the people who are basically the business owners. The ADs are the business owners, and they're getting a shitload of money. You know who else gets paid a shitload of money? The people that work under them, the assistants. You know who else gets paid a shitload of money? The goddamn coaches. You know how many states a coach is the highest paid public employee? Out of 50? Take a guess.
Take a shot in the dark and say 50.
No, it's not 50. Not 50.
Ah, damn.
Not every state has a big-time college football team.
It's true. So then taking into account the ones that don't, I'd take it about like 42.
You're close. It's 40. Alaska, Delaware, it's Alaska, Delaware, Maine, Massachusetts, Montana, New Hampshire, North Dakota, Rhode Island, South Dakota, and Vermont. Jason Reifer, 60. God damn it. What are you doing, man?
Hell yeah.
Bro, why would you do such a thing? No. It's 40 out of 50. By the way, Massachusetts, you know how that one seems like an anomaly, right? What's the only Power 5 school in Massachusetts?
I was about to say UMass. It's not Boston College, correct?
It is Boston College. What is Boston College in terms of a university? What kind of university is it?
Private.
Yes, that is correct.
Yep.
Yes, where have you been? Oh boy. By the way, Jason Reifer, this is going to be an awkward thing to learn that we're moving this show to Tuesdays to fill in the gap left by a certain person. It's called taking business opportunities. Business, but college sports isn't a business. Shut up, Nick Saban. Like, seriously. You coached at LSU. And by the way, it couldn't imagine other than BC. BC is again, by the way, it's a UMass virologist or something. Like, a cancer researcher at UMass. It's a cancer researcher at UMass. By the way, in Rhode Island, it's the president of the University of Rhode Island. Yeah. So, hey, by the way, speaking of money, if you didn't care how much Bama was paying you, how come you keep negotiating your goddamn contract to be so damn much money? You know how much they could put the money into the other things? They could reinvest that money. You could lower your salary. It's not like you need it for anything. You're a multimillionaire. Oh, let me think. Because it's a fucking business. And that is me getting mad at Nick Saban. But I think there's one left to go. Because it turns out I'm not just mad about Nick Saban. Oh, that's right. I'm mad about something else that I learned today. Today I learned about a new thing. Have you heard of the site Fans Meet Idols before?
I have not, and I'm honestly a little worried given the context.
Do not worry. It is not bad. So what it is it's a way for college. It signs a bunch of college athletes, male and female, so that they can do business opportunities with other people. So here's an example of what it looks like. Here's an example of packages that you can get. You look at that? Morgan Leigh Oldham is a gymnast at Auburn. She's a random example that I'd seen from the page. So look at that. Let me ask you something. What do you see there?
Oh, buying analytics, buying likes.
Yep, this is 100% legal. Does that sound like an ethical thing to you?
It.
Yep.
Oh, it sounds like something, and I can't quite say that it's something good.
It sounds, in my opinion, it's like an endorsement, but without you knowing it's an endorsement. Or, as I like to call it, something that we should be able to stop, but we literally will never be able to. So this opens up this new can of worms that I didn't even think about before. There's no way to tell if a public figure is doing anything because they want to, or if because they're paid. There's no way to tell anymore. We cannot tell that anymore. We have genuinely commodified literally everything. We have now commodified engagement. We have now commodified everything. Welcome to late stage capitalism, everybody. God, I do not want to get political in this. However, this isn't political. This is just a basic bit of common sense. If you disagree with this, by the way, I don't get you, and that's okay. We can disagree on this, but I just really don't understand. This is, to me, unethical. If someone's getting paid to do something like this, to advertise something, basically, because this is basically giving an endorsement. Yeah, that should be disclosed, but we can't disclose that. We don't know how to disclose that. Because, that's too difficult to figure out. You know who's going to figure out this very soon? Instagram. And Instagram's not going to like it. You know why? Because there's a country which would have a very big problem with this that I know of. It's called the United Kingdom. Now, first of all, did you know that name, image, and likeness does not apply to anybody that's not an American citizen?
Huh.
Because you need a visa to come over to the United States. And that visa says that your employment has to be related to your major. Now, if NIL isn't necessarily, this stuff, would that be considered work? Probably not. Liking an Instagram post, that ain't work. But also, is it not work? I mean, it is a job for which you are being compensated. And unless your job happens to, your major is social media management, in which case this would probably be totally fine. There's no way this is totally allowed on your visa and you could lose it. So that's a problem that they never figured out, by the way, because the NCAA and figuring things out don't go together. There's a reason why Congress actually probably needed to get something done on this, and it's because of the athletes that are from every other country. And hey, I know one thing, and that one thing is there's a considerable number of international athletes in the NCAA. Even at this university, even at the university that I attend, I know people, of and have met people who are not from the United States who attend this university on athletic scholarships. They're fucked. So, yeah. That's my thing about that. But I mention that because this is where this gets a very bit interesting. So let's say this were to migrate over to the United Kingdom. In the United Kingdom, if you do that, that's illegal. You have to disclose whether an ad is being paid for. How are you supposed to disclose that, hey, I like this post and it was an advertisement, someone paid me to do that? I don't know. Because, of course, this is an American company. They aren't going to work with international athletes, but maybe they are thinking about branching out that way. Now, granted, they get in contact with a legal representative over there, but still, I don't like seeing this. I also don't understand what the video messages are for. Seriously, those are going to be used by some weird people. Yeah. Seriously, message me on Twitter. It's like, that'll be used in a bad way. Yeah.
Thinking about this a little bit more,
Yeah.
how is this any different from Cameo? Or at least that bit.
That
Social
bit
media interaction.
that bit
Buying
I'm fine.
interaction, that's outright.
That one I find to be completely fine. But, like... Hold on 1 second. And... Sorry, LSU soccer is playing tonight. Funny thing happened tonight, by the way. It was dollar hot dog night, and they ran out of hot dogs, and they had to get hot dogs from somewhere else.
As a former concession worker, I know the pain.
Man.
Never again.
Never again. Where'd you work concessions, by the way?
Oh, at my high school. I ran out in the snow to a dollar store so I could buy hot dog buns because we thought we were out. I get back, and they find a whole box of hot dog buns on top of the soda machine.
Who puts hot dog buns on top of a soda machine?
It was in the middle of our renovation.
That doesn't answer the question of why you'd put hot dog buns.
We had
on top
no
of...
space. We had no
And
space.
That explains.
I mean, we were
okay.
legitimately using like every square inch that we had of the place that we had to work in for the moment.
That makes sense.
Good times. Good times. Yeah. I get back and then they're like, "Oh, hey, by the way, spent half an hour walking through snow." Walked half an hour in the fucking snow. But no, yeah, you found him. But all in all, also, is it not a legal requirement here that you have to be disclosing paid posts?
Oh, well, there is no regulation of online advertising. Because if do you want the U.S. federal government to regulate the internet?
I'd rather not.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point.
So.
That's the point. You don't have that. So you have the internet regulating itself. And look, you see stuff that happens when the internet gets regulated by the federal government with what's happening with, like, and I hate to be weird about this, but with OnlyFans. Like, this is an entire company that's getting shut down because a bunch of conservatives are trying to, quote-unquote, help people that they're actively hurting by pushing them to further sketchier places on the internet where they have less protection as opposed to a platform on which there are wide open rules. That's a personal opinion. Yeah, that's a personal opinion. I just want to have, people who are doing something that should be not stigmatized, but I guess is, that should be legal because it really, like, if well regulated, it's fine. And done in a way where they can be safe, because these are some of the people that do a very highly requested service, but are also doing it dangerously, because there's really no other way, and this was a way to do it safely. That's what happens when the government gets involved in your internet. I want it so that it can be a good mix. But this kind of crap is just fucked. So there is no way. So now, when Instagram gets a hold of this, and they've already seen these posts, definitely, they have to figure out what the hell they're going to do about it. Because on the one hand, it makes them more money, but on the other hand, holy crap, is that sketchy. Because you're paying for engagement. They don't like paid engagement with bots. This isn't bots anymore. You're paying for engagement with people. And for $3.99 for a like. And people see those likes. That's the thing. If you're following someone, you'll see them pop up. Do you use Instagram?
Not quite much.
Okay, so if someone that you follow likes a post, you'll see that they liked it.
Yep.
So that's a big deal. If they comment on it, that's an even bigger deal. Whoa, because it's going to be pushed to you, I think, maybe. Still. Yeah, that's just my whole thing about, you know what's bad in the world? Social media. Because it combines the two worst things ever. Society and media. Oh, man, that's all I really gotta say. That's all I'm going to say. This was a fun time. I hope you guys enjoyed. So, don't forget the schedule. And, by the way, I need to get into... It was like, I have set up these groups, if you did hear, for some pick'em things. That'll be fun. Yes. And also, this show, next episode is going to be on Tuesday, same time, same channel. Yeah. And that morning, after class, so, woohoo, school starts next week. Fun. It actually is fun. I get to go to a class I've been wanting to take for a while. Yeah, this will be fun. And the new schedule and the new season, I guess, starts next week. Although the 2-point conversion was technically the start of the new season. This is going to be an interesting thing. And a wild ride. And I hope y'all join me on this wild ride, because, oh God, I hope I don't throw up. Yes. Anyway, if you want to find me on Twitter, you can. It's at the link in the description of, or the about section on Twitch. Or if you are listening to this on YouTube, it's at capital BEN, capital S, capital L, capital A, capital S, PORTS. If you want to find the episodes of Goal to Go and the 2-point conversion, that's at anchor.fm/Ben-, I think it's Ben-S34. Or look up Goal to Go on whatever platforms on which you get your podcasts. That's Goal to GEAUX on all platforms in which you can receive your podcasts, or most of them. I don't know all of the platforms, and not on SoundCloud, I don't think. But yeah, I have been Ben Schluter. This has been Goal to Go. I'll see you in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. And until then, bye-bye.